Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in the bush, and tomorrow, April 22nd, is Earth Day. This Tuesday was my birthday, and I was 48. I have the mind of an 18-year-old and the body of an octogenarian. Not a good combination. My good friend Martin bought me a Totes titanium cooking pot, because he's watched me for years using my old aluminium kettle, and he's into some really modern equipment. So today I'm going to brew some coffee, not English tea for a change, and see how well it works. It is so light, it is incredible. Problem is, I'm not a very dainty person. So we'll see how this goes. Like I was saying, Tuesday was my birthday. Alongside a titanium mug, my wife surprised me with a little necklace and pendant, because I'm constantly losing them. And this is the Yggdrasil. Those of you, Bjorn, who know your Viking mythos will know what the Yggdrasil is. And no, it's not the modern conception of the tree of life and stuff. In pre-Christian Viking terms, I'm a Celt, not a Viking, but pre-Christian Northern European religions and warrior societies were pretty similar in many respects. Pre-Christian Viking mythos was animistic, and the Tree of Life, what's properly termed Yggdrasil, combined or joined all aspects of the known universe, ritualistically. But it was a living, breathing thing. It wasn't some abstract, Kabbalistic concept. Everything from the gods to the giants, to the dragon, to the eagle, to the little gossipy squirrel creature, to humans. It joined all of us together. And the tree is a massively sacred being. For me, it's always been the oak, even though the Yggdrasil was an ash. In fact, in the middle of the rockery in our garden, for some reason, an oak tree has started growing, or started a few years ago. And we've no idea from where, because I haven't seen any oaks nearby. Some bird must have dropped it very specifically. So I shall treat this as a sacred oak, as my ancestors would have done. And it will give me connection to the earth. One way everybody can have a connection to the earth is by growing a plant or a tree and paying special respect to it, ritualistic respect. Even in the book of Genesis, you had the apple tree, in fact a pomegranate tree, it's a mistranslation. The tree is central and sacred to so many primitive belief systems. Tomorrow is Earth Day, and last year I gave a message by a stream, which most people couldn't hear because of the stream. And again, it is that time to remind us of our connectivity with the earth, our connectivity with every aspect, every living thing, both seen and unseen, because there are many things here which we are not able to see. Perhaps because modern society has deliberately blinded us from our part in this beautiful landscape. I speak of the spirits and the old gods. Agenda 2030 is fast approaching, and as we can see, the food price is rising, and the restrictions and rationing which will ensue. It's going to become pretty clear that they are going to get their agenda one way or another. And we'll get to the stage as humans where we'll be begging for them to begin their new world order. You will own nothing, you'll have no privacy, but you will be happy. It's called serfdom. Ironically, in the modern world, we laugh at peasants, the idea of you peasant. But in the Middle Ages, a peasant was actually a wealthy person. The difference between a serf and a peasant is a serf didn't own any property or any land. They were allotted a piece, they worked on it, plus they worked on their owner, their lord's land, but they didn't own anything. They couldn't leave their area without the permission of their lord. Whereas a peasant was a smallholder. They actually owned their own basic kitchen garden and a few strips of root vegetable land. And they paid tax from what they produced. They were what many of us strive to be. What's coming is serfdom. You won't own anything. Already they have mentioned the discontents, the problematic aspect of society, which will be those who don't live in the metropolises. It will be those who want to live in little houses and little villages outside of the megacities. Those who actually want to own their own land, to tend their land. Now, because of the Russia-Ukraine crisis, farms can't get fertilizer. We won't get wheat. Animals won't get grain to eat. We won't have cooking oil. Unless you live in those countries, why are you relying on that? If you want to be self-reliant and you want to be part of this beautiful earth, work out how you can create either your own version or a substitute for these things that will soon be too expensive or just disappear from the shelves. And that you'll have to stand in a queue with a ration card to obtain. Now spring is here. It snowed on my birthday. Start learning to forage. I was asked by a subscriber the other day, Do locals forage here? My God, they do. Everything from wild mushrooms to the various herbs to make teas. They make lots and lots of herbal teas. Yeah, they forage. And of course, berries. Start learning to forage now. Start learning to use the earth in a sustainable way to sustain yourself and your family and those around you. Corporate greed has devastated the landscape. The fertilizers, the pesticides, the herbicides, the insecticides, these have changed the ecology of, what was once Eden for profit. And now we've had a few bad years because of droughts or floods or because of production crises, because the lack of workforce, because of supply issues, because of war. All that just fell to pieces. And all these people who are living in boxes in megacities, who are reliant on these corporations through their corporate shops and stores to supply them with their basic necessities, what are they going to do now? There's only so many feral pigeons you can eat, especially without getting the various diseases they carry. This has been on the cards for a very long time. And now I'm seeing multiple major YouTubers picking up on it. It's the middle of April. Crops aren't being planted. This doesn't bode well. Get out into nature. Use a guide, a professional, someone, a friend, someone who can show you what you can add to your sustenance. Because it's very unlikely, just through foraging, you're going to live off it. We do need crops and we do need livestock, unless you're a hardcore full-time hunter or fisherman woman. Today, I'm again setting up my trail cam because the other day by the stream I saw two interesting paw prints, canid paw prints, and they were too big for fox, and as you know I'm still looking for where these wolves are. I haven't seen them in 2 weeks. But these paw prints are too big for a fox, possibly a jackal. There are a few in the area, but on the trail cam I set out the other day, I captured this wobbly bottomed beast very briefly, and the last time I saw one of those was over a decade ago. So I'm specifically targeting the Tanuki, the raccoon dog. It's about the size of a badger, but it's actually a very primitive dog. It is possible to domesticate them, but I can't imagine dealing with matted fur. I mean, they're just like walking tick and flea beasts. The other day when I was filming just down the river here, down the stream, you may have noticed I was distracted by a sound. Now that sound is actually the howl of a tanuki, the mating call of a tanuki. It's incredible. They literally go mew. Wolves howl and foxes go da 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 fa 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 wang wang wang, as Elvis says, and tanuki go mew. So let's hope. I think I found their den. Let's see if I can bait them out with some salami slices, if the martins and foxes don't get to them first. So, Earth Day. Promise me, some point this weekend, you will actually get out there into the forest, spend time in nature, preferably away from people. Just sit, close your eyes and listen. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Whenever I come through the barrier, which is the outside world and the forest, I'm always confused for a few minutes at least. It's like it takes a while for my brain to readjust to where I am, to pick up what's going on. I don't know if you can hear the plane sound. It's quite high up. That'll be an AWACS going between Poland, through Slovakia, through past Hungary to Romania along the Ukraine border. An airborne warning system. Lvov, the city, or Lviv as it's now called. Look at this, even got a handle. Here you go, Martin. Very nice indeed. Lviv was attacked the other day, or certain armament stores were attacked. And Lviv isn't that far over the border. Cheers everyone, happy Earth Day. Let's hope this year really starts to improve, because humanity and the world needs it. As always, be free.